All right, good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Why? Well, just so you don't have to. I'll take that bullet for you. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. The market is looking kind of poopy on the 10-minute. Let's get into it. Trump's WLFI launches macro strategy fund for Bitcoin, ETH, and altcoins. Super bearish. Easing inflation could ignite another Bitcoin rally, 10x research. Goldman Sachs boosts Ethereum ETF holdings by 2,000%, Bitcoin ETFs to 1.5 billion. So bearish. SEC is waiting for chair before setting crypto agenda. Guys, that might be the big catalyst we're waiting for. We're going to see. Hester Pierce has actually been labeled the mother of crypto for quite some time, having her... having her at the front lines right now, the SEC is good for us, at least in the crypto space. Goodness, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I make myself laugh. That's pretty bad. Let's jump right into the market. Oh. Also, guys, as usual, housekeeping before we get started. Please, 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 please. If you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto, please like the video. Smash the like button. Smashy, smash, smash, smash. Smeesh, like you've never smeeshed before. Smeesh that like button. And share the video on all your social platforms. Facebook, Instagram. Hell, go tell your landlord that they need to get on here. Tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your husband, because we're getting everybody in crypto, guys. That's what we do here. We are educating you in crypto. We are updating you on the market and hopefully showing you ways to make extra money. On top of that, guys, if you want to learn how to trade crypto as well as learn to trade traditional markets, guys, check out the pinned comment in the chat to the Pip Connect Discord. That is the Discord ran by Mr. Andy Peters himself, guys. I'm a part of the community. There's probably about just under 1,000 people that are involved. Why is that important? Well, it's more eyes on the market. More eyes on the market means you don't miss stuff. You get early calls, early trades, early entries into things that most people will miss before it hits news. If it's hit the news, you're probably late. That's how this thing usually works. Outside of that, guys, Andy spends a lot of time working on lifestyle stuff with people, as well as just an overall help you become financially savvy and get better at financials in your life, guys. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I strongly recommend checking out the Discord. Click on the link, see if it's the right fit for you. If you do have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me or Andy himself. We will do our best to see, again, if it is a right fit for you. And it might not be. That's fine. But at least check it out. If you're looking for something, a way to join a community, be part of a bunch of people that are doing the exact same thing, guys, trying to just better our lives financially as well as an overall lifestyle, check out the Discord, click on the link, ask questions if you got them. Andy, good morning, brother. Welcome to the chat. Right now, guys, in case you didn't know, I am streaming live on Facebook and YouTube as well. YouTube is Boring Crypto IO. I know sometimes I've had a lot of people tell me that for some reason, well, not for some reason, it's just how Facebook works, but they can't get out of the Facebook app while they're like driving to work and things like that because it'll kick them out of the chat. So I started streaming live on YouTube as well. Later. Andy popped in, Andy popped out. That was a high buy from Andy Peters, guys. But yeah, Boring Crypto IO. So youtube.com/ was it / Boring Crypto IO should get you to the YouTube stream. But that's a mouthful. All that nonsense out of the way. Guys, now let's jump right into the market. Right now, Bitcoin, or current market cap sitting at 3.16 trillion. Bitcoin dominant still at 60.2. ETH flat at 10 again. And Gwei wildly down still. 1.02 Gwei will get you that ETH transaction. Fear, greed sitting at 35. Still in fear. Guys, we are in limbo. We are literally just sitting in limbo right now. So what does that mean? The market is waiting. Andy actually did a a live Zoom call for the people in the Discord last night, and he said basically the same thing I'm feeling. We're just waiting for some big news catalyst to move this market. Now, he made a statement that I'm not saying that I kind of never really thought about, but I now the more I think about it, I'm definitely in line with saying that no news can actually equal bad news for this market right now, because everybody is sitting around sidelined. At least big money is sitting around sidelined going, we're waiting for a drop of a hat, right? Now, if we go into this deeper into several months and nothing happens, and which is rough because I read bullish news every day. But again, with the traditional market, with everybody waiting on bated breath to see if Trump's going to do something wild that could dump the market, the uncertainty right now is causing people to sit sidelined. Now, if nothing super, super bullish comes out in the next several months, that could equal bad news and could start getting this market to capitulate more. Again, just like Andy said, people finally that have been sitting in profit like myself, because we bought 2 years ago and have been waiting, can look at this as it's looking weak and we start to sell off. Not saying I am, but I'm just using myself as an example. People like myself as an example. Start to sell off. And then people that are new to the market see that certain prices are starting to tick down even more and start getting scared that they may already be in a loss, but they don't lose anymore. So then they sell, and it just becomes a capitulation domino effect. And that could really sting the market. Man, I am messed up with the allergies or something today. Either way, where we're at right now is literally an in limbo phase, waiting for a drop of a hat to change, to either go bullish or bearish. Which in all reality is, depending on how long you've been here, could be a really uncomfortable situation, right? For me, it just means patience. Until I see a direction this market really decides where it's going to go. And I mean, alt markets are getting their asses handed to them. That's whatever. I mean, but again, I use Bitcoin as a barometer of the overall sentiment of whether we're in a bull or a bear. And until I see a direction, I'm not going to make any crazy moves personally. That is just the position I'm in. Because I started buying and deploying capital 2 years ago at the bottom of the bear cycle. I have that comfort zone, right? But that's what I'm doing. I'm really just being patient. And I believe, and I could be wrong, guys. Don't hear me on this. As much as I know, I'm still not like the mad crypto guru knows everything, bro. Guy. I'm just a guy that likes to update people on what the information looks like. But for now, I'm still long-term bullish, and I am just waiting. So I think that's enough rambling. I apologize. I do that a lot. But let's just go through the top 100 and see what's not happening. Bitcoin hovering just under 2% down for the day. Chainlink down 5%, Squeeze down 6%, 5, 6s. Litecoin down 10.75. 6.2 to downside for Pepe. $8.63 for Caspa. These are all the ones that were up yesterday too, if I remember correctly. Losing their gains from yesterday. 7.1 or 8.1 to downside for Celestia. 10% to downside for ENA. 8.58 to downside for Jasmy. Jito ticking up a little bit, 3.32, which isn't really anything to the upside. 7.43 to downside for SPX. 10% to downside for Curve Dow. 8.67 to downside for Helium. And Multiverse X, eGold. EGLD. Did they really? I didn't know eGold rebranded. Is that old eGold? Is that what that is? Because that was the old ticker for eGold. Multiverse X. Coming in at your 100 spot, down 2.96 on the day, guys. That's your top 100 again. Not a lot going on. Let's jump over to the market. This is your 10-minute 10-minute, putting in a bit of an uptrend. Let's go to a higher time. Let's go to 1 hour. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Here's where my head is at. Trends right now aren't really doing anything. Zones are. Because we have this ascending wedge holding a bottom trend line that we broke out of and then just rolled right back over. But where do we roll back over to? 95K, bounce at 95K. Here, we're going to get rid of all of this. Because this is what I'm saying. At least with Bitcoin, trends don't mean shit right now. Every time I see a trend that might be forming, it might be making sense to me, it either breaks out, rolls over, doesn't really do. But what I am seeing and what I have seen, and this is live, guys. This is me thinking while looking at charts. So here's something that you may or may not know. I don't spend time staring at the charts before I go live. When you hear me talk about what I see on the chart, it's literally me looking at it with a fresh pair of eyes every morning live and telling you guys what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking. I don't spend any time on the chart rehearsing, thinking of what I'm seeing before I go live and talk to you guys about it. I literally just hop on and go, okay, what am I looking at? So with that being said, I erased all those downward trends, those patterns, because they're not playing out as much as we think they're going to. They don't. The only thing I'm seeing play out right now are zones, key points of resistance and support. So right now in the 1 hour, again, which is interesting, if I pull away all my lines, what do I see right here? I just see sideways movement, sideways consolidation. Yes, there's things that are a little bit higher and a little bit lower than others, but this is just sideways movement. This is all this is on the 1 hour. That's all this is. This huge thing right here, which is over a few days. You know, it's not like, this is 5 days, 6 days, from the 3rd to the 12th. 9 days. This is sideways movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Kind of up, down. 95 sitting in at really good support still. We dipped down at below it a little bit. Nothing crazy. But from this big pullback, we came up, broke 95, came back, bounced off of it, shot back up. And then since then, we've been using it as the big dip support. Right now, on the 1 hour, I'm looking at a potential W pattern with a bullish consolidation flag. All right. Let's make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. See what I'm talking about. Double bottom, reversal, flipping this 95.848 back into support supposedly, hopefully, because it's support here, here, and here, and moving to the upside. But what does our upside strength look like? Well, in the 1 hour, I mean, the top of the top is going to be your 98.4, 98.5. Maybe get up to here to these areas, 99-ish. So nothing literally has changed. If you're doing scalps, which I'm not good at scalps. I'm just not. Small time frames. It's not my bread and butter by any stretch or measure. But if you're doing scalps, 95 is a good place to start putting buys. Doing longs, you're going to make like 1%, 0.5%. 1.5%, excuse me. 10x, you make 14%, whatever. But this is definitely going to be a good long area up here if you're playing scalps. Good short area around this 98.5 area. A very good short is if we get up to 100, like this right here. This is what sucks, guys. I hate to talk about shorts in the middle of a bull market, but this is the price action we've been seeing. So you've heard me say for days on end that I will not get short-term bullish until we reclaim 100. So if we hit 100 again, not a bad position to start putting in leverage shorts. And don't get crazy with it. Again, we are technically still in a bull cycle, so it could easily fucking go the opposite direction, excuse my language. But be conservative, low leverage short, not a bad place to do it. You're doing 10% or 10x, not a lot of money, but a 10x leverage. You could be looking at a 40% gain, which I don't know if anybody's really going to turn their nose up at a 40% gain. Again, I know Blowfin is allowing US users with VPNs. I didn't say that. You didn't hear it from me. That's not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Got it? Got it. Good. Okay. So on the 1 hour right now, we are potentially putting in a bull flag. Breaking above this 95.848, retesting as support, and then ripping. Unless something crazy comes out in the news, I would be surprised if we get above 98.5 if we start moving to the upside. I know that sucks, but that is what it is. Market side for B right now showing an anchor wave and one trigger wave. Potentially get another momentum wave to the upside. Here's what here actually while looking at it too. This movement right here looks very similar to this movement right here. Now, looking at the if you guys have market cipher and you're trying to understand it, right here you have an anchor wave, trigger wave, momentum wave to the upside, pullback, didn't break the zero line, and then more momentum to the upside. We could potentially be doing the same thing right now, but again, that's only going to put us back up here around this 98.5 level. So if you're doing leverage longs and shorts, that's cool, but I don't do that stuff. I'm not scalping. I want bigger moves personally. But for the short term, we might be going bullish. Again, and maybe possibly get back up to 100K. I know that's not the news that people want to hear, but that is what I see right now, guys. Again, wait for 8:30 pre-market on US 30 to see if that is going to do anything with the Bitcoin price. I expect us to roll over yesterday. We did not. We actually pumped, and then we're retesting this level, flipping this area of resistance into support now. Look for us to, if we push up at 9:30, look for us to push back up to this area of consolidation to potentially roll over. But we'll see, man. Again, I'm still learning US 30 and traditional market. I'm still trying to figure out how she moves. Yeah. It's a learning process for me, so I guess we'll be learning together. So, with that being said, guys, let's get on to the news, and I can let you go enjoy the rest of your day instead of listening to me ramble on YouTube and Facebook. All right, guys. Trump's WLFI launches macro strategy fund for Bitcoin, ETH, and altcoins. The Strategic Reserve aims to invest in the growth of Bitcoin, ETH, and other cryptocurrencies, quote unquote, at the forefront of reshaping global finance. U.S. President Donald Trump's blockchain platform launched a Strategic Reserve Fund to back the growth of some of the biggest cryptocurrencies. Trump's World Liberty Financial, or WLFI, decentralized finance platform unveiled the MacroStrategy Fund for Bitcoin, ETH, and other cryptocurrencies. Why is this not bullish? I don't know. People aren't excited about this for some reason. At the forefront of reshaping global finance, according to a February 11th announcement, the fund aims to strengthen those projects and expand their roles in evolving financial ecosystem. Together, we are building a legacy that bridges the worlds of traditional and decentralized finance, setting new standards for the industry. The fund aims to enhance stability by diversifying the platform's holding across a spectrum of tokenized assets to ensure a resilient financial system and to invest in emerging opportunities with the DeFi landscape. Go follow them on X if you want updates. WLFI, World Liberty Fi. The announcement comes 3 weeks after widespread speculation about the Trump family launching a quote-unquote giant business on Ethereum, according to Joseph Lubin, co-founder of Ethereum and founder of Consensus. Quote unquote, based on what I'm aware of, the Trump family will build one or more giant businesses on ETH. Lubin wrote, the Trump administration will do what it's good for, will do what is good for the U.S., and that will involve ETH. Lubin suggested that the Trump administration might eventually integrate ETH technology into government activities, similar to its current use of internet protocols. Who knows now with Ondo having its own layer 1? Maybe. We'll see what happens with that. Trump's WLFI targets institutional TradFi partnerships. The Trump family's DeFi platform will also be working towards more partnerships with traditional finance, or TradFi if you're unaware, institutions, according to the announcement, which stated, sorry, my phone's going off. In alignment with our mission to bridge traditional finance and decentralized finance, we are actively engaging with esteemed financial institutions to contribute tokenized assets to our reserve. It added that TradFi institutions partnering with WLFI's new fund will gain public blockchain visibility and innovative marketing opportunities. WLFI is set to release a comprehensive proposal for the Macro Strategy Fund on its governance forum shortly. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's institutional adoption continues as University of Austin is set to raise a first-of-its-kind Bitcoin fund with over $5 million as part of the institution's $200 million endowment fund, Cointelegraph reported on February 9th. Moving on. Guys, if you have any questions about stuff too, if you're learning how to trade, questions about news, questions about how I learned this stuff, or anything like that, by all means, guys, chat it up. Use the chats on whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll get those questions answered. Easing inflation could ignite another Bitcoin rally, 10x research. I don't think that means Bitcoin's going to 10x. That's the company's name, just in case you were thinking that's what that meant. 10x Research's Marcus Thielen? We're going to say Thielen. Sees a real possibility of lower CPI print in the U.S. on February 12th, which could defy consensus expectations and trigger a Bitcoin rally. Crypto market participants are expecting no change in the upcoming U.S. Consumer Price Index, but a lower print is possible and could trigger an uptick in Bitcoin's price, says crypto analyst. There is a real possibility of a lower print, which could ignite another rally attempt, Tex Research head of research Marcus Thielen said on February 11th, market report. Bitcoin rally may emerge if CPI surprises to the downside. Thielen said that most market participants expect a 2.9% year-on-year inflation rate in the U.S. Bureau of Statistics report set to be released on February 12th, which is today. I think they do it at 8:30. Let's look. Core inflation year over year. Yep, 8:30. So shortly, you'll be seeing some possible volatility, which we're getting a pump right now. I wouldn't call it a pump. We're getting a move right now, which might be based on that news. If anybody's watching, because I'm knee deep in live streaming, and they see that news come out, let us know. What did it say the prediction was? Prediction is 3.1, 2.9, and 0.3 for month over month. And we got Fed chair testimony today too, so that might cause some volatility in the market. Things to think about. All right. 4 minute. Yeah, Brett, if you can pull up what they say about the inflation, let us know. We'll talk about it here on the stream before I get out of here. Where was I? However, he said the U.S. inflation index, a real-time inflation tracker, has declined from 3% to 2.1%, which suggests the inflation pressure may be easing faster than expected. If CPI surprises to the downside at 2.7 or 2.8, Bitcoin could see a relief rally, he said. He explained that this was why Bitcoin surged in January. Market participants had expected a third consecutive month of rising CPI, but the 2.9% inflation print, unchanged from December, caught them off guard. He said this relieved the market, sparking a $10,000 surge in Bitcoin's price and pushing it back above key level of $100,000 until U.S. President Donald Trump imposed tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, which halted the momentum. Another $10,000 Bitcoin rally will bring it closer to peak price. Does any of this matter? Into the Cryptoverse founder Benjamin Cohen ran a February 11th poll on X asking where Bitcoin's price will go after the CPI release. 51.7% of the 12,397 voters had chosen up. That's not good. It's usually opposite of what people are thinking. I hate to say that, but that just is what it is. They said up at the time of publication. MN Capital founder Michael Vanderpope recently said Bitcoin could hit a new all-time high within weeks following gold's recent streak of strong all-time highs. D is saying the volume is better on YouTube than on Facebook. That's weird. Come on, Facebook, get your shit together. Yeah, everything sounds good in my headset, man, and it's the same level. I don't change my levels that I've been using since I started streaming, guys, and I apologize. It's either I crank it to where it's distracting to me. But again, if it's that bad, just let me know. I'll try and figure it out, but right now I'm not sure. I do my best. Goldman Sachs boosts Ethereum ETF holdings by 2,000%. Bitcoin ETFs to 1.5 billion. Goldman Sachs increased its spot ETH ETF positions by over 2,000% to $476 million in Q4 of 2024, while its Bitcoin ETF stashed more than doubled to $1.5 billion. Investment bank Goldman Sachs. Here's a little food for thought too, guys. How many times have these guys come out and said, don't buy Bitcoin, don't buy crypto, don't buy crypto, don't buy crypto? Even Jamie Dimon coming out and saying, don't buy Bitcoin, don't buy crypto, don't buy, while they're buying it. Right. Don't listen to these asshats. All they want to do is take the opportunity from you so they can get more of it. Investment bank Goldman Sachs increased its spot ETH exchange traded fund ETFs holding by 2,000%. Came in at 3%. Dollar shot up to Yep. Boom. Just like that, guys. Thanks for the heads up, Brett. This is what's wild about news. Instantly, as soon as that, everybody's waiting for that. Look at this. Big blood diamond on the 1 hour. Instant rejection. News is important, y'all. Woo! There's that Dow Jones rip to the downside I was telling you guys back that I was looking for. I didn't get it yesterday. We got it today. Let's look at the DXY. This stuff's what's more important. DXY is pumping on the news. Whew. Let's see if 95K will hold, guys. So here's what we're looking at. All right, we're doing it live. We'll do it live. F it. We'll do it live. If we lose 95, this is your zone. 94, 2-ish. If we lose that, these are your zones. Potentially back down to 91, 91.6. 95 looks to be holding right now. Let's go on the 7 minute. Let's get crazy. This is Bitcoin on 7 minute if you're just tuning in. Core inflation came in at 3 and instantly shut us down. We got a small bounce at 95. It looks like it's going to continue to push. Ooh. Look at the Dow Jones. Can we get back down to 44? This wick right here. This is what if you're playing the short on the Dow, this wick right here is what's your last level of support before we get down to 44. And this is what you're fighting right now. If you caught this short, well done. $95 still holding. God, look at that. You don't really see pyramids on Market Cypher B very often. Yoink! News, guys. It's important. Forecast was 3.1, came in at 3.3. Inflation rate year over year, forecast was 2.9, came in at 3. So everything's higher than expected. It's bearish news. Market doesn't like it. All right, well, that was fun. Let's get back onto the news. Yeah, Goldman Sachs. They're buying more Bitcoin. Goldman Sachs upped its ETF exposure to 22 million from 22 million to 476 million, split almost even between BlackRock iShares Ethereum Trust, the ETH, and Fidelity Ethereum Fund FETH, along with 6.3 million into Grayscale's Ethereum ETF, according to the company's February 11th Form 13F filing with the Securities Exchange Commission. Goldman also upped its Bitcoin ETF holdings by 104. They are buying hard right now, by 114% to $1.52 billion. It purchased nearly 1.28 billion worth of shares in the iShares Bitcoin Trust, the IBIT, which is BlackRock. 177% increase from Q3, along with $288 million worth of shares in the Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund. They are sucking up the Bitcoin. You're selling to these guys. The document, which investment managers holding over $100 million worth of securities must file each quarter, shows Goldman also owns 3.6 million worth of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. The increased exposure factored in rising market prices for Bitcoin and ETH, which increased 41% and 26.3% from the beginning to the end of the fourth quarter, CoinGecko data shows. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna read all this. It's just they're just buying. All right, last but not least, SEC is waiting for a chair before setting crypto agendas. Might be a catalyst to a new SEC chair. Donald Trump nominated Paul Atkins as an SEC commissioner following the departure of Gary Gensler and Jamie Lizarraga. Hester Pierce, who heads the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Crypto Task Force, said the agency will likely wait until the Senate confirms a chair before deciding on an agenda for digital assets. This is the catalyst right here. And I should know this, but I don't know. Does Trump have a pick right now for SEC chair? Does anybody know? Now remember, guys, we're only a month into his presidency too, so I know it's hard to say, but patience is a virtue right now. Everybody wants everything to happen instantly, and it feels like it's been years, I guess, to some people, but it's been barely a month. But this is a huge catalyst. There's a lot of because we've been talking about it. You've seen it. If you've been watching the channel, there's a lot of VC and big money sidelined right now because they're waiting to see what's going to happen. So once a chair is confirmed in the Senate, if they're a crypto friendly person, you could definitely see a good spike in price action. D in YouTube is saying haven't heard about a new SEC chair. Yeah, I would assume that if I had, I would have known who it was, but I don't think maybe it'll say it in this article. Let's finish the article. I'll shut up. Speaking virtually at Federalist Social Panel on February 11th, Commissioner Pierce said it was a quote-unquote little premature for the SEC to begin setting a regulatory agenda for cryptocurrencies without a chair confirmed by the Senate who could take charge. Mark Ueda assumed the position of acting chair following the departure of Gary Gensler on January 20th, but the Senate is expected to vote on President Donald Trump's nomination for Paul Atkins. Okay. Well, there you go. We're waiting for Paul Atkins to be confirmed by the Senate, which we know has been an absolute shit show of confirmations of people that the administration are trying to put in place. So this could take a little bit longer. Paul Atkins. Do some research on that guy. I might as well do a little digging and see how pro crypto Paul is. I'm pretty sure he is pro crypto, but let's see how pro crypto he is what I'm kind of getting at. Acting Chairman Ueda is doing a great job, and the agenda is working. We haven't stopped working, said Pierce, but we assume that sometime soon, if Chairman Atkins is confirmed as chairman, he'll come in and want to set his agenda. On January 28th, 1 week after taking office, Trump nominated Atkins to be an SEC commissioner for a term ending in June of 2031. As of February 11th, lawmakers in the Senate Banking Committee had yet to consider his nomination, which would require a majority of majority of senators present to choose to move Trump's pick to the chamber for a full floor vote. And they are dragging their heels on everything in there right now. Pierce added that the SEC was trying to figure out a path forward for rulemaking on digital assets. An appellate court issued a ruling in January that said it would not order the commission to develop clear rules of the road for crypto firms, but largely agreed with Coinbase's position that the SEC made an arbitrary and capricious decision in denying a rulemaking request. Following the formation of the SEC's crypto task force, the commission requested delays for at least 2 of its previously filed enforcement actions in different jurisdictions, suggesting that the agency's work in developing a regulatory framework could affect its position. An Illinois judge granted the SEC request for a 30-day extension in a crypto case against Cumberland DRW, but a District of Columbia court had not responded to a similar request in the commission's case against Binance at the time of publication. Pierce and Ueda, both Republicans, currently sit on the SEC with the Democrat Commissioner Caroline Crenshaw. It's unclear whether Trump intends to nominate a 5th commissioner to fill the leadership at the financial regulator, should Atkins be confirmed. We'll see, guys. Mr. Atkins. That is who we're waiting on, Paul Atkins. I'm going to do some digging and see. Again, I'm pretty sure he is, if I remember correctly, because the name sounds familiar. I'm sorry. I should know this. This is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure he's crypto-friendly, but I'm curious how crypto-friendly. Is he like just a Bitcoin maxi? Or is he just, I don't know, saying it to get it nominated? Who knows? I'll do a little bit of digging and see what I can find. Let's go back to Bitcoin. We have lost 95K, guys. Woo-hoo-hoo-wee. All right. This area was saying we were going to lose. We might be going down to 90s, guys. If this keeps dipping, I find it wild that inflation data that's barely anything is causing this much of a reaction in the markets. So Dixie's still pumping. It's kind of found a top. Just right back up here. God, look at this gap. Here. In major consolidation here. We'll see what it does. Well, it's going to get uglier before it gets better, guys. We were looking good, and the data came in poopy. Now we're waiting to see what the hell Jerome Powell says today at, what is that, 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock Eastern time. But, y'all, that is all I've got for you this morning. I apologize that we had to watch some bloodshed on the channel today. It's just how it goes sometimes. The lesson for today, I would say, is pay attention to these news catalysts. If you are using TradingView, you will have these news catalysts marked on your chart. And basically, this is gambling, okay? It'll show you what the forecast was, what people are betting on it's going to be, what it was previously, and then when it comes in, it'll show you what it comes in at. So if you're a betting person, you know, you can look at what people are expecting it to be. You can bet the under, bet the over, whatever, but you can trade the under and over as well, if that makes sense. Just some things to think about if you're new to this stuff. But this is all on TradingView. So outside of that, guys, again, this is all I've got for you this morning. If you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto, please, by all means, like the videos, share the videos on all your social platforms. And outside of that, guys, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I am Out of here.